How did hearts and minds work in Vietnam guerrilla warfare? Imagine a battlefield where the enemy is not just in the jungle but also among the people. The hearts and minds strategy in Vietnam aimed to win over the rural Vietnamese population. This was essential to undermine the Viet Cong guerrillas' influence. The approach combined military, political, economic, and social efforts to regain control over villages where the Viet Cong operated. At its heart, the strategy focused on protecting the rural population instead of merely destroying enemy forces. This meant that the goal was to deny the Viet Cong access to local support, intelligence, recruits, and supplies. These elements were vital for guerrilla warfare. The strategy was often referred to as pacification. It included programs to improve security, provide social services, and promote loyalty to the South Vietnamese government. Key aspects of this strategy involved establishing security in villages. The aim was to allow civilians to live without fear of Viet Cong attacks. Joint military-civilian teams often worked together to clear Viet Cong influence and hold the area securely. Social and economic aid was another important element. Medical care, infrastructure development, and agricultural support were provided to improve living conditions. This was meant to reduce the appeal of the insurgents. Political efforts were also crucial. The South Vietnamese government sought to build legitimacy through local governance reforms and propaganda. This was aimed at winning the allegiance of the people. Population control measures played a role too. Villagers were sometimes relocated into government-controlled, strategic hamlets. This was intended to isolate the Viet Cong from their base of support. However, the strategy faced many challenges. The United States military often emphasized large-scale firepower, which conflicted with the goals of protecting civilians. Bombing campaigns and chemical defoliants sometimes harmed the rural population, undermining support for the government. Forced relocations and harsh security measures could also breed resentment, pushing some villagers toward the Viet Cong. From 1967 to 1971, a joint military-civilian organization called Civil Operations and Revolutionary Development Support coordinated these pacification efforts. They made some progress, increasing the number of relatively secure villages. Yet, the war's shift toward conventional battles and the persistence of insurgent tactics limited the overall success of the Hearts and Minds programs. In essence, the Hearts and Minds strategy in Vietnam was a complex approach aimed at winning civilian support through protection, aid, and political engagement. Its effectiveness varied due to competing military priorities and the harsh realities of guerrilla conflict.